How are you?
We're doing great, doing great. This is what makes your sport unique, I guess. I'm looking at the score. So one judge gave you a 10 and one gave you a 9.9. What goes through your head when you see something like that?
Me personally, I've never gotten a 10 in my life, so I was just like extremely excited and like knowing that I have the potential of getting a perfect score, it makes me want to work harder knowing that I can get there, and also just makes me want to go in and out of the gym every day with the same mindset of just wanting to get to where I want to go.
Stay with you, Mar. Just how about that floor set? I guess how do you build on it, right? Everybody goes up 9.9s or better, dropping leads score. But just how do you continue to build on that? And do you ever want your floor set to be at the start of a meet so that you kind of can get a lot of that juice, or do you like where it's at?
I personally like where it's at. Just knowing how I want to do knows that like it like shows my mindset of how I want to build off of it, because I know that there's always improvement in something. So just like making sure that my mindset stays the same and not how like the score is or anything else, just so shows like how I can build on myself.
Both of you for this one. Just I know Jay's emphasis will be doing it on the road now, right? So like how do you want to rise your performance, without rising the pressure or the expectations?
As of right now, as of right now, like we've said this in and out of meetings, like right now we're still in regular season, so making sure that we don't do anything like our normal is enough, and we know that. So making sure that we continue to just do what we do inside of the gym and carry that over into the meets will help us continue to build off the meets in regular season, and then will allow us to go into postseason with not doing anything more or anything less.
For me, it's another step in our process, and I think it's another step for us to have 5 minutes in front of our face and another travel meet just to, like Amari was saying, get used to postseason and like how we're going to travel. But the key is just to focus on 5 minutes in front of our face and honestly what we're going to do today in practice, not focusing on this weekend of traveling yet.
To both of you, what did Friday mean to you? I mean, the fans are ecstatic. We beat the #1 team in the country, packed house, all that, but the national championships are like 2 months off. So what does it do for your confidence, but at the same time, keeping you grounded?
For me, it was actually like a really cool experience because I was here for the Oklahoma meet when they came to the PMAC 2 years ago. So I watched that meet and was just like, whoa, this is a really cool experience. And then getting to compete in it was just amazing. The PMAC was electric. The fans were amazing. The team was so bonded this meet, and it was incredible to be a part of it. So.
Yeah, kind of like what Kylie said. Like this meet was just like extremely fun. Like me personally, I like get extremely nervous for meets, and like I try to block out the fun, but I feel like this meet just showed me like how much fun that we can have like in a family environment, as well as just being so united together. But this meet is not our national championship. Like this meet didn't win us a national championship, so just knowing that we can and we have the potential to beat the #1 team shows how good of a team we are.
This is for both of y'all, but you guys are 9-0 when more than 13,000 fans come to the PMAC. How does the fan support help your performance during a meet?
I think we talked about this a little bit, but it just feels like the fans pour in exactly where they need to, like for our energy, and they do a really good job with the other team too of like, I guess, keeping the energy good, but not like too much for the other team, but it's just pouring in exactly where it needs to be for us.
It's kind of the same, like they pour into us and we continue to pour into each other, so it's just like everyone comes together and it just like, I don't know, just cool.
It's for both of you. We'll start with Mar, if you don't mind. Just the freshman, Kalia being able to like contribute more each week, I guess, and just the composure that they both have. Are you surprised at how well they're performing under the circumstances?
Oh yeah, I've told them so many times like y'all are just extremely mature. Y'all are so calm and like collective, and it's almost like I want to learn from them as much as they want to learn from the upperclassmen. So it's just really cool to see them go out there and just have the composure that they have when they compete.
For sure, what Amari was saying, it's very mature of them. They're mentally mature, physically mature, and it's just amazing to watch them day in and day out of the gym. And as students here, it's just been amazing to watch them.
Just to follow up with Kylie, can the pressure break, I guess, are you seeing like things in them that you experienced yourself, like as they work through the process of becoming part of a team and understanding that dynamic and then individual performance as well?
For sure. Everyone comes from different backgrounds and like different environments in high school, and they have a very different like dynamic from back home. So this is definitely a step in the right direction for them of like being with a team and just enjoying gymnastics again, like as not just themselves, but for one another and like their team around them.
So you guys have played really well at home this season, but what do you think has tripped you guys up about playing on the road?
That's a good question. I think we're still kind of trying to get into our process of travel, because here it's just a Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, Thursday, and then coming back in from one day off to Sunday practices. It's just like a different timeline and like how you adjust to it. But I think for sure we're getting more adjusted to it and like figuring out our process for travel meets, which is leading us to what we want to do for the postseason.
Going off of that, it's like just like making sure that we adjust to the environment like as quickly as we can, because like competing here we're at home, like we don't have to adjust to anything, but when we go on the road we have to adjust to all new stuff. So just making sure that we figure out what fits for us to adjust to the equipment and like just the environment in general.
You said something earlier that was funny to me. It was just the right amount of energy for the opposing team, right? You guys obviously had a lot of energy coming at you in your last road meet. I guess, how much does that help to have it, right? And then understand that it could be there again, and you kind of like deal with it and get better with dealing with it each and every road meet?
I like to say this a lot. Like, I love when it's super, super loud in there. Like, it's something that I've never experienced. So, like, getting to be able to lock into your own process and, like, pour into your team and, like, how they pour into you in a road meet is so much different than the PMAC, because, like, again, the fans pour into you. And so there it's kind of like they're pouring into their floor, like, especially for me since beam. So, like, when they do a good floor routine, it's really, really loud, but, like, taking that energy and, like, using it to lock in for beam and, like, also for my team. So.
That's beautiful. Oh.
Amar, just the floor collectively on Friday. I think you had a slight deficit going into the last one, but everyone just really elevated their game to a 49.7. What was the key there?
Could you repeat the question?
Just the way you finished on the floor collectively as a team this past week to get past Oklahoma. Everyone just performed so well. What'd you see out there?
Oh, everyone just like, I knew when Kalia started her floor routine, I was like, oh, like, it's over with. Like, she just went, she was locked in, and she finished, and I was like, oh, this lineup's about to be crazy. And then Sierra went, and everybody just, like, build off of each other. And it was just, like, really cool to see, and, like, everyone get in their process and get back out. And I just thought it was, like, there's no key to that. Like, everybody was just doing what they had to do.
For both of y'all, when people, fans, family, whatever, ask you to explain NQS, what do you tell them? Do you know how to explain it in a succinct way that makes sense to people? Because everyone's getting questions about it, obviously.
If I'm correct, I think it's the they take 3 home scores and then 3 away scores. So right now we're carrying the Arkansas score. So going into this weekend, we want to be able to build off of the Arkansas score so that our NQS will grow. If that makes sense. Did that answer the question? Yes?